There are moments in life when everything you believe in, everything you've stood for, everything you've taught and built your world around comes crashing down in silence. No fire, no explosion, just silence. A quiet realization that you've been walking in the wrong direction your entire life. I was a Christian preacher, a man raised in a conservative religious home in America, where the church was our second home, and hymns were the background music of our childhood. My name was Yusuf Estes. My world revolved around gospel music, Jesus, and spreading the message of salvation. I preached from pulpits. I sang at revivals. I ran a music business with my father. I believed I knew God, but somewhere inside me, buried under sermons and Sunday schools, was a restlessness, an itch that no sermon could scratch. I kept wondering, why are there so many versions of the Bible? Why do Christian denominations argue with each other? Why does the Trinity feel so complicated? I ignored those questions. After all, I was a man of God, wasn't I? A minister, a preacher. People looked to me for answers. I was supposed to be confident, but I wasn't. God had other plans for me. When I met a Muslim man named Muhammad, I didn't expect anything but a polite attempt at conversion. I wanted to save his soul. I thought I could guide him to Christianity. What I didn't know was that Allah had sent him to guide me. He wasn't like what I'd imagined Muslims to be. He was gentle, thoughtful, calm. He didn't argue. He didn't attack my beliefs. He just answered my questions with a smile, quoting his Quran. I thought he was brainwashed. How could someone believe in a prophet after Jesus? But then he said something that cracked my world open. We believe in Jesus too. What? I blinked. You what? Yes. We believe he was born of the Virgin Mary, that he was a prophet, that he performed miracles, that he will return. My heart skipped, but then he added, we don't say he's God. We say God is one. There was a stillness in his words, a weight, a calm clarity I had never known. One God, not three in one. No confusing doctrines, no inherited sin, no blood sacrifices. Just you, your creator, and a clear path between you. I didn't know how to respond, so I started debating him. I brought my Bibles, all versions. I pointed at contradictions. I raised my voice, but he never lost his calm. And eventually, he asked me something that would haunt me for days. Are you worshiping Jesus or the one who created Jesus? I had no answer. Every day, I found myself retreating into my study, opening the Bible, then the Quran, comparing verses. I prayed, really prayed for guidance. I didn't want to abandon Jesus. I loved him, but I couldn't lie to myself anymore. One night, I closed my eyes and whispered, God, if you are truly one, if Jesus is your prophet, not your son, if the truth is in Islam, then show me. And I wept. I wept because I felt like I had been lied to. I wept because I didn't want to disappoint my family, my friends, my congregation. I wept because the truth was beautiful, but it was terrifying. Then it happened. One morning I walked to Muhammad and said, tell me what Muslims say when they want to become Muslim. He smiled, and with tears in my own eyes, I said, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. It felt like every burden I'd ever carried lifted off my chest. The world didn't explode. The sky didn't tear open, but my soul was finally free. It wasn't just me. My wife accepted Islam. My father, an old man, proud and stern, took his time, but one day, I saw him crying after reading a Quran translation. He accepted Islam too, from preacher to Muslim, from Sunday school teacher to student of the Quran, from Joseph to Yusuf. That's what Islam did to me. You'd think people would celebrate when someone finds the truth. But instead, many Christians I knew were angry. Some called me a traitor. Some cried for my lost soul. Others tried to reconvert me. But nothing they said could unsee what I had seen. I finally understood that Islam wasn't some foreign religion for Arabs or Asians. Islam was the pure worship of the one who created everything. No statues, no saints, no blood sacrifice, just sincere devotion, just truth. I used to teach people that they needed someone to die for their sins. Now I teach them that Allah is most merciful, most forgiving, that He is closer to them than their own veins, that all they need to do is turn to him. No middleman, no priest, just you and your rab. Sometimes I visit prisons and speak to inmates, hardened men who've seen darkness, and I tell them, if Allah guided me, he can guide you. They cry. I cry. We all cry. Islam breaks you down, only to rebuild you stronger. Today, I travel the world speaking to thousands, telling them my story, not to impress them, but to let them know that guidance can reach even the most unlikely hearts. I've debated atheists. I've met people who hated Islam. Some walked out of my lectures. Others walked in with suspicion and walked out in tears. You see, truth has a language the heart understands, and truth is irresistible. I don't pretend to be perfect. I'm still learning, still making mistakes. But I have peace now, a peace I never found in churches, no matter how loud the choir sang. The peace of standing before my Lord with my forehead on the ground, saying Subhan Rabbi Allah, knowing I'm right where I belong. My message to anyone watching, reading, or listening to this is simple. Ask. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid of the truth. Don't worry about what people will say. Just ask the one who made you. Guide me. And then listen. You might find yourself walking a path you never imagined. You might find yourself weeping in sujud. You might find yourself saying words you never thought you'd say. La ilaha illallah. Because if Allah can guide a preacher from Texas, he can guide you too. This story is more than just a conversion. It's a journey from confusion to clarity, from fear to faith, from darkness to Noor. If it moved your heart, don't let it stop with you. Subscribe to Deen in Minute for more life-changing stories of real people finding Islam, raw, emotional, and powerful. Share this story with someone who's searching, someone who's asking, someone who needs to hear it. Comment below, guide me, Ya Allah, and let the world know you're seeking truth. And never forget, indeed, you do not guide whom you love, but Allah guides whom he wills. Surah Al-Cases 28:56.